Hello students, I am back over here with another video that is from class 10 subject science nutrition in human being. First we will be just discussing about the different component or the different parts included in the digestive system of human being. So let us see the picture of digestive system of human being. Here you can see that there are different organs in the digestive system. The digestive tract is consisting of main two parts, that is the digestive tract and digestive organs. Students, without digestive organ, the digestive tract will be just a tube-like structure. The food will not get digested. The food that has entered in the whatever form, it is going to come out from the other end of the digestive tract in the same form. It is not going to become simpler form. This particular digestive tract is near about 30 feet long tube. The organs, the digestive organs, they are releasing several chemicals in the digestive tract and is converting the tract into a powerful digesting factory where the complex food material is converted into simpler food material. Students, the complex food material, that is the form in which we eat the food, is we are not able to absorb it. So it is very necessary that this complex food material should be converted into simpler food material. So this simple food material molecules we can easily absorb it and it can be utilized for various purposes, that is like getting energy, growth, repair and regulation of the body. So here you can see the several organs of digestive system. Okay students, the various digestive organs in this particular diagram are seen, like salivary gland, mouth, esophagus, stomach, pancreas, etc. We are going to discuss what digestion process take place in each of the part of the digestive tract. So let us go to the next slide. Over here, nutrition in human being. Say the human digestive system, it is comprising of the alimentary canal and the associated digestive glands. We'll first talk about mouth. Mouth is the organ by which we intake the whole food. Within the mouth there are several parts or the several components, what we can say, that is teeth, tongue, salivary gland, etc. The teeth is breaking the food into several hundred small pieces, and when the food is broken down into small pieces, this is going to increase the surface area for the action of enzyme that is secreted by the salivary gland. It also makes the swallowing of the food easier. Tongue is going to roll the food, and tongue is having several taste buds which will be giving us the basic information about the taste, that is sweet, sour, bitter, saltiness, etc. It also helps in swallowing and pushing down the food towards the esophagus. Salivary gland, there are total 3 pairs of salivary gland in our mouth, which is secreting an enzyme called amylase. Plus it is also secreting mucus. This amylase is converting starch into simple sugar. Okay, so let us go to the next organ, that is esophagus. Students, this esophagus is near about 25 centimeter long tube. It doesn't have any function related with digestion of the food. It is specially for the propelling the food from the mouth to the stomach. This propelling of the food from the mouth to the stomach is by peristaltic movement. So peristaltic movement, student, here it is a regular contraction relaxation of muscles take place, which is known as peristaltic movement. The lower part of the mouth is known as pharynx This pharynx is a part of a respiratory tract as well as a digestive tract. Clear, students? The lower part of this pharynx is having a muscle, cartilaginous muscle-like plate, which is known as epiglottis. This epiglottis will close the pharynx part when we are swallowing the food, and it closes the esophagus part, that is the digestive tract, when we are inhaling air, that is in the digestive tract. Next to esophagus comes stomach. Stomach is playing a vital role in digestion of food. It is J-shaped structure which is coming very next to the esophagus. Okay, this esophagus and the other end is duodenum. It is large elastic muscular bag-like structure which provides large volume. Because it is elastic, it is going to provide large volume, and hence we are able to eat large amount of food at one time. Students, this stomach is secreting gastric juice. It has gastric gland which is going to secrete gastric juice. This gastric juice is having powerful chemicals like hydrochloric acid. It also has pepsinogen, sodium chloride. This hydrochloric acid is helping in digestion of protein by providing acidic medium to the enzyme that is present in the gastric juice, pepsinogen. This pepsinogen is inactive. It becomes active only in acidic medium. So HCl is helping in converting inactive pepsinogen to active pepsin. This pepsin is then going to break down protein into simpler molecule. Okay, mucus is also secreted by the innermost layer, muscular layer of the stomach, which is going to form a lining of mucus inside on the inner side of the stomach. This mucus lining is very important because it is going to protect the wall of the stomach from the digestive action of the pepsin and the corrosive action of the HCl. Clear? So let us go to the next, that is small intestine. Students, this small intestine is near about 5 meters long and is divided into 3 parts: duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Okay, the food that is formed, that is churning of the food, takes place in stomach. That is the portion what I just left out, student. In stomach, the food is remaining for a long time, that is near about 3 hours. Here, the continuous contraction, relaxation of the muscular wall of the stomach take place, and hence the food inside the stomach is properly getting churned up, is properly getting mixed up with HCl and the enzyme, and thus the food, that is the protein part mainly from the food, is getting digested. The churned food over here is semi-liquid form and is known as chyme, C-H-Y-M-E, chyme. Now this food is going to enter the small intestine, that is in the duodenum part, the beginning part of the small intestine. Clear? This duodenum is near about 25 centimeter long. Now it is having, the small intestine is having the main function, that is of digestion and absorption. Students, the duodenum is going to receive enzyme from pancreas and liver. Pancreas is having the enzyme called, it secretes the secretion called pancreatic juice, that is in the next slide, pancreatic juice, which is having the enzyme called trypsin and lipase. Okay, this trypsin is going to digest protein into a simpler form called peptones, while lipase is going to digest fat into the simpler molecule called glycerol. Now comes about liver. Liver is secreting juice called bile juice. This bile juice is helping to digest or break down the large fat molecules into smaller molecules. Okay, so let us come back to the small intestine. That is the intestinal enzyme. As I just told you, it is going to digest or help in digestion of carbohydrate to glucose, fat to fatty acid and glycerol, and protein to amino acid. Students, this glucose, fatty acid, glycerol, amino acid are the simplest form of carbohydrate, fats and protein respectively. This digested or the simpler form of carbohydrate, fat and protein molecules now are to be absorbed in the bloodstream, and for easy and larger absorption of this food material, the small intestine, the inner wall of the small intestine is having finger-like projection called villi. These villi are going to increase the surface area of the small intestine in tremendous way, because villi is again having the microvilli, which is increasing the surface area for what purpose? For the absorption of the digested food. Okay, this each projection, that is each villi, are supplied by large number of blood vessels. Therefore, the digested food get easily absorbed in the blood. Now, once the food is getting absorbed, the food enters in the large intestine. So, now the food that has entered the large intestine is divided into cecum, colon, and then rectum, and then it is anus. Over here in the large intestine, the digestion portion, most of the digestion portion is over in the small intestine, but in the large intestine, the extra amount of water which is present in that paste of the digested or the remaining portion, the digested food has now been already absorbed. So whatever is remaining is the waste, but in this particular waste, the water, that is large amount of water is there, so it is making the paste very liquid form. So the water, excess of water, and the food that has been not absorbed in the small intestine, that has been left out unabsorbed in the small intestine, that will be absorbed in the large intestine, and thus by the time the waste material or the remaining portion reaches to the rectum, the waste has been converted to solid. So in the rectum, this solid waste is stored, and once enough quantity of the solid waste is formed, then it is excreted out through anus. Students, I am going to explain you the digestion in human being that is the same process what I have explained you with the help of the slide. Now I am going to explain you the same by using the animated video clip of the digestion process that is taking place in each and every part of the digestive tract. Okay, so I am just starting with the clip. In the beginning, we will be just saying the different parts of the digestive tract, the mouth, then the pharynx, and then this is epiglottis, this is esophagus. From the esophagus, the food goes to the stomach. From the stomach, the food goes to in the stomach, you can see the juices are getting added. From stomach, it goes to small intestine. From the small intestine to large intestine. See again, it is clearly seen over here. Buccal cavity, esophagus. Then comes the stomach. From there, it is large intestine. You can see the small intestine so long, and the end portion of the large intestine is rectum and anus. Clear, students? There are total 3 secretory glands which is going to help in the digestion, that is salivary gland, liver and pancreas. These 3 are the glands, digestive gland. Now we'll see what happens in the mouth. We eat the food as a whole with the help of the mouth. Once it enters the mouth, that is buccal cavity. The component of the buccal cavity, that is teeth, tongue, salivary gland. This teeth is, you can see over here, it is chewing the food. It is breaking the food into smaller and smaller particles. You can also see the tongue. Tongue is rolling the food and moving the food on the either side so that the food will be getting properly chewed. Even the saliva that is secreted is getting properly mixed. Students, you can see there are 3 pairs of salivary gland over here which is going to secrete saliva. This saliva is going to convert starch in the food into simple sugar. You can see the action of the tongue, how the tongue is rolling the food within the mouth, and it is helping the chewing process, breaking the food into smaller and smaller particles. These particles, when they are breaking down, the surface area is getting increased, and due to that the action of saliva, digestion will be increasing. Now the food goes to esophagus. You can see the food is getting rolled down. So you can see this epiglottis which has closed the respiratory tract. So the food has entered only the esophagus. Esophagus also, you can see clearly the peristaltic movement. From there the food has entered the stomach, that is the J-shaped muscular bag-like structure. You can see the yellow color gastric juice that is entering or getting added to the food. So in the food is getting properly mixed up with the gastric juice. The opening of the stomach is guarded by sphincter muscle. So when the churning of the food is taking place, the food won't be going back to the esophagus, nor it will be moving further in the duodenum part. So the contraction or the peristaltic movement of stomach is going to break this food into several small particles, and the HCl and the pepsin is going to digest protein into simpler form. From the stomach, the food will go to the small intestine. Small intestine, the beginning part of the small intestine is called duodenum. So the duodenum portion, you can see that it is getting secretion from the pancreas, and from the top you can see the secretion is coming from the liver. The liver is secreting bile juice, which is first stored in the gallbladder, and then it enters the duodenum part, which is going to help in digestion of fat. From the back portion you can see now the pancreas is also having the opening in the same duct from where it is getting the liver juice, that is bile juice. So now you can see that the food that is in the duodenum has received pancreatic juice as well as the bile juice, and you can see the food is passing through the small intestine, and in the small intestine, after the food is getting digested with the help of bile juice and pancreatic juice, most of the food is getting digested and the food is now ready to get absorbed. So in the small intestine, the food is completely getting digested and the absorption of the food is taking place over here. In the inner surface of the small intestine is having such finger-like projections called villi. This villi is increasing the surface area in large for the absorption process. You can see that within the villi there is supply of blood capillary, so that the absorption of the food or the food that is getting absorbed is directly getting in the blood stream, and the blood is going to carry the food to each and every cell of the body. You can see over here, along with the RBC, you can see the food particles also. That is a digested food particle is also moving through the blood vessel, and the blood vessel is carrying it to the cells. And the undigested or the unabsorbed food now is entering the large intestine. You can see over here the undigested food now has entered the large intestine. It is moving through the large intestine, and in the large intestine the extra water and the unabsorbed digested food is going to get reabsorbed, and finally it becomes solid paste that is going to get stored in the rectum, and from the rectum it is getting excreted out through anus. So students, if you have understood well this particular video and you have found this particular video interesting, then please stay tuned with my channel to get more videos. Please like and subscribe my channel. Goodbye till we meet for the next video.